exclusively on ESPN Plus. UFC 313, Saturday. Reigning light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira defends his title against number one contender Magomed Ankalaev, and an explosive lightweight bout between Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev. UFC 313, Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Buy it on ESPNplus.com/PPV.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check the Jumbotron first, before attempting to eat a stack of Supreme nachos in one bite. Now you're just a meme that everyone shares on game day. Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
So good, so good, so good.
New markdowns up to 70% off are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. Fresh kicks, spring tops, new dresses. There's always a score.
I mean, the denim section is unreal.
Why do I rack? All the dresses.
I always find something amazing.
Head to your Nordstrom Rack store to find can't-miss deals on all the spring things. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
You're listening to Saucepans and Sidesteps.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of the Sidesteps and Saucepans podcast. Joining me this evening, as always, is Mr. Huw Griffin and our very special guest, Carwyn Tuipulotu. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good evening. I'm so excited for this one. We've been big fans of Carwyn for ages. We've spoken about him loads on this pod, so we're absolutely thrilled to have you on, mate. Absolutely gassed.
I thank you guys. Big pleasure to come on and share my story and journey so far. So yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Well, you've touched on it straight by there. So let's dig into your rugby journey. Where did it all start? How old were you when you first, had a ball in your hands?
So I've pretty much always had a ball in my hands since birth, but it started off in New Brighton Rugby Club. I think I was around 9 years old or 10. I was just kicking the ball around, and one of the coaches, the age grade coaches at the club, because my dad was playing for the first team at the time, he was like, can Carwyn come down for a session or two? And I just went to see what was going on, and I didn't really know much about rugby. I didn't really like rugby at first. I was more of a football person because I supported Chelsea at the time. I know some people know like Chelsea, but yeah, I was just like a glory hunter. So I just best team at that time. But yeah, so started off in New Brighton, and then luckily got a scholarship to Sedbergh School, and then got to Newcastle Falcons Academy through one of the coaches in the school. So I was associated with that for a while, and then got approached by Scarlets whilst playing for Wales under-18s. And I think I was quite young playing the under-18s. I think I was 16.
Wow.
With the likes of like Louis Rees-Zammit. I'm trying to think who else. Yohan Lloyd, Sam Costello. It was a good under-18 side. But yeah, there was a lot of talent in that team, and then signed for Scarlets straight out of school, and basically spent 5 years at Scarlets, and then here I am now, I guess. Short-term loan to Sarries, and then signed for Po halfway through the last year of my contract. So yeah.
How does these transfers happen? Are you getting is your agent getting tapped up and then you're getting WhatsApps like, hey, how do you fancy the south of France?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, well, my agent didn't really know about the short-term loan of Sarries. It was actually James Davis, Cubby, as I know him, who approached me one day, and he said that there was an opportunity coming up for game time. So I was just like, why not? A great club, and a good environment to be in. So I just thought, yeah, I just said yes because it was getting to a point, especially this season, where I needed to play, and I felt like me just holding the bag and just training and not playing is doing a lot of harm to my career and development as a player. And I had like a honest conversation with one of the forwards coaches, so Albert Vandenberg, and
Hmm.
the following week, I think the club tried to look for, loan opportunities for me just to get game time, and it just led to I think it just led to that opportunity, and then yeah, I really enjoyed my time at Sarries, and but most of the time, yeah, it does come through my agent. He gets and I think I remember playing the first Sarries game, and then after.
Try on debut.
Yeah. Oh man, it was just a lucky more try. I mean, Geppel, my cousin, he gets a lot of them. So,
Yeah.
yeah, after the series game, my agent came up to me. He was like, "You on the plane Tuesday?" I was like, "What?" My head was like spun. Because like I was already just a whirlwind, like happy scoring a try on debut and playing for a great club like Sarries, and then he just told me I could be on the next plane to France. I was like, "Oh." I was a bit shocked. Um, but yeah, luckily Sarries wanted me for another week, and then just played one more game against Scottish, and then basically the next fly out. So yeah, it was pretty crazy few weeks.
I read that you said that the time at Sarries was eye-opening. What did you mean by that?
I think it was more of a culture shock. So like they get treated really nicely. Like I'm not saying that Scarlets don't treat the boys nicely, but like their kit gets washed every day, and like everything is pretty much done for them. And like, what am I trying to say here? It's just the way, yeah. Like I know it's some clubs are different, but it's just and like how close knit the group is. Like I know it's a bit of click in some clubs, but it was very nice to see like, and I knew for some of the boys like before playing with them and against them, so I just smoothly like transitioned into the group, and I didn't have to like spend too much time getting to know them, as I was pretty much like good mates with them, most of them. So yeah, it was just like a different culture, like, so it was good.
Yeah, awesome. So talking about yourself as a player then. So I feel like a whole of your career so far, and it's like it's still mad how young you are and how early you came on the scene. But from that moment, it's always been people talk about what kind of player you are. And there's been people trying to imprint on you what they think kind of player you should be based on obviously your name and like you're this huge, massive physical guy and stuff. But in your own words, like what kind of player do you think you are, and what kind of player do you try to be in terms of playing style?
I just think I'm a player that wants to be selfless and carry for the team. I just think I'm a ball carrier, and I want to carry for the team. I want to work hard for the team, and yeah, just a team player and the ball carrier. That's what I describe myself. And as you touch on people trying to imprint on me and stuff, like ever since I was a kid, there's always been a pressure on me. Like even since 16, there's been like articles and loads of media being written about me. Obviously, I'm trying to ignore it, but there's always pressure. And I had a really nice phone call with Dwayne Peel, and he was basically saying like, I can go out in France and play with freedom, and that's what I've been doing. And he said, just play with a smile on on your face, and like it was really good advice from him. It was just nice to hear and like refreshing. So yeah, that's what I've been doing these last few weeks, just playing with freedom and enjoyment, no pressure or expectation, because people don't really know who I am in France. So it's nice to just go out there and try and make a name for myself.
Yeah, well, they got a few. They got not shy of a Tuipulotu or two over there over the
Yeah,
years and things.
that's it.
But so like you came through with the Scarlets, and we had like then you came obviously being a number eight, and the number eights that kind of preceded you were Uze Kassim, who is still tearing up trees for Bayonne at the moment, and
Oh
then you
yeah,
got Callum Mahoney, who's tearing up trees for Vaughan at the moment. So you were kind of like, oh, it's the next one, and
yeah.
that was kind of the perception. But speaking of Callum Mahoney, like you made a really nice, I can't remember whether it was a socials post or an interview you gave about the kind of mini tribe at the Scarlets of all of the guys, the Tongans. So yourself, Verfafita, Sam Lousy, Calmafoni, obviously while he was there. Tell us a little bit about that and how that helped you, and just the kind of give us some of the gossip about those guys.
So basically, there's four of us, and Siona's the old head, so he's like the chief. He would be the guy
Right.
you always listen to, whatever he says goes, you know. But once Siona left, then it would have been Sam as well, because he was the oldest. But yeah, Sam, Siona, and Via, they were like my mentors, and I'm so grateful for them because they've taught me a lot on and off the field, especially about professional rugby. And because I'm still a kid, I'm still learning. So I'm just grateful for them. And they've taught me a lot about the culture, and I'm always hanging out with them because in the culture, I basically have to like listen to what they say. It's just like as a sign of respect. But yeah, it's just really nice to like learn from them and their experiences as they've been through like similar careers. So yeah, no, I spent the Christmas with at Via's house for the whole month because my family were away in Fiji for my sister's wedding. So it was
Oh,
really
awesome.
yeah, it was really nice to be at Via's because he was just giving me advice for the whole time I was there, and for me to just keep my head down and keep working hard, even though I wasn't getting selected and was feeling pretty frustrated and down. But I was glad he was there for me and Sam as well. So yeah, definitely really grateful for them.
Well, us as Scarlets fans, we love Sam, and we've like kind of idolized Verfafita. We're like, oh my God, we've got Verfafita. He's amazing and stuff. So, like, what's he like? Is like in like training and things. Is he kind of like I don't need to train. I'm Verfafita. I could just rock up on Saturday and play the house down. Or is he like
No, he's
intense? Isn't he intense
yes,
trainer?
very intense, humble guy. You know, he's not a guy who thinks he's all that. So he's not that kind of player. He's someone that wants to work hard, but also like help the younger boys that come in, especially the academy lads. So I think, and the same as Sam. So same goes for Sam and Sione. But I think that also like labels the importance of non-Welsh qualified signings, in my opinion. I know for me it's a bit different, but especially for those younger kids who are coming through the Welsh system, I think it's very important to have those players who come from different backgrounds for them to learn from them and experience, you know, and that's why I'm still doing at Po. I'm learning from experienced players of, you know, who've done it and been at the international scene, such as Ignatius Callis, I think, and Lakima Tangivalu. There's a few
Mm.
nationals at the club, and I'm just learning from them. And obviously, you got the French superstars as well, Gaetan and Theo, the winger. So yeah, man, there's a lot of good players of the team. So
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about them in a minute.
yeah,
We've read you talking about how your ambition is to play for Wales, and we're all massively behind that. Would you think about playing for Tonga? I can tell that means a lot to you, your heritage.
yeah. I mean, there's obviously a lot of problems going on behind the scenes,
Yeah.
and my dad obviously knows a lot more because he was in the Tonga team for '99. So they would have been paid like pennies, not even that much, but I think it's still the same story to this day. So if it changes, I would love to. And if the opportunity came up, like I haven't had any communications from the Tongan coaches, so I'm still trying to work towards that Welsh dream. You know, I see myself as Welsh through and through. So you know, I've always got that heritage in me, but I still have that Wales dream in my head. So hopefully one day, but we'll see. The Wales is very blessed with back rows. You know, there's a lot of young superstars coming up. Morgan Morse, Mackenzie Martin. You know, so that's the competition I got to deal with. But yeah, hopefully one day we'll see.
Yeah. Well, you keep putting up numbers like you've been doing for Poe lately.
That's
That'll
it.
take care of itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
So if we come on to you in the play in front, so massive World Cup season for you, you know, 4 teams all in, which is incredible. So if we start with the Quins in Super Rugby Cymru, you know, it's awkward for the boys just being with the Scarlets and dropping down. So what was that like to you? Like we've spoken to Charlie Titcombe, and he's spoken about how it can be hard, moving in between teams. So what was that experience like for you, and what do you think of the league itself?
I think the experience was really good. I think obviously the boys at Carmarthen, like they've like been very friendly and open to helping us like understand the systems and the calls and everything. And I feel like they've helped us a lot. And it's like I said, like we get to play with freedom. We don't have the pressure. Obviously, there's coaches watching and stuff, but it's nice to just express ourselves and play. And I think the league is really good. It's a good platform for young kids to go out there and like play, because there's some kids that's in the system but they're not playing, the URC. So I think it's a good platform for those, especially the under 20s. It's an important league for those boys. So I think it's crucial. It's crucial that they have that league to have game time, because I think game time is just important, and for the development of the players. So yeah, I think it's a great league and the experience is good. It was nice to find some form playing in that league. Especially this season, as I didn't get much URC game time, so it was nice to play a bit of the Super Rugby Cymru.
So if we fast forward a bit, not even that much. I mean, you played for Quins, I think 28th of December, and within 2 months you've played for another two teams, which again, just crazy. So you've touched on your time with Saris. How are you settling in down in Pow?
Yeah, really good, thank you. The fans, the people there, the town is beautiful. The weather, it's like 15 degrees every day. It's always sunny, and I think I've settled in pretty well. Obviously, there's a language barrier, but I'm really grateful that there's English speakers there. So I think Poe is known to be like one of the best teams to transition in from like English speaking. So yeah, grateful to have like English players like Harry Williams, Dan Robson, Joe Simmons, and obviously there's a few foreign boys who speak English as well. There's a few Georgians there. The captain, Becca Gugard. I don't know how to say his name, but
Yeah, we know what you mean.
he's become like my mentor, number 8 wise, because
Awesome.
he's a very good player, and I want to learn from him. So yeah, there's a few lot of good players in that team. So I definitely feel like I've settled in well, and I'm also taking French classes at the moment. So trying to brush up on that, because I learned a bit at Zebra School, but it went from one ear out to the other. So I wish I took it more seriously, because I never thought I'd play rugby in France, but here we are. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when you go there, do you like I know like with like Toulon, right, own like properties and stuff for the players to go and live in. Is that the deal? Like they've got like you go in one of the houses and things. Are you sharing with anybody?
No, so I've got a lovely apartment in the town centre, and they've got like links with the agencies, like renting agencies and house stuff. So they sorted me out an apartment, which is great, and also a car as well. So that's really with Citroen. So
TCV.
yeah, so it's actually quite nice. But yeah, no.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
remember to drive on the other side of the road and you'll be fine.
Oh, I know. Honestly, I had a traumatic experience. I was coming up to a roundabout, and obviously we're on the right. It was a small roundabout, so luckily there was no casualties. But there was a car here, and then there was a car here as well, and they all stopped. They all stopped and looked at me, and I went around the wrong way. I went around the wrong way, and I just felt completely embarrassed, and I had to go back into like the lane. But I was just like, oh my. I think they seen that the car was a section car, so they must have think like I was foreign. So they were just laughing. I could see them laughing in the car. I was like, oh my gosh, I've embarrassed myself.
Does everybody in does everybody in the town like know all the players? Because obviously like rugby's massive down there. We'll come on to that talking about that in a minute. So surely like everybody knows who you are in the street and stuff.
I think there's a lot of passionate fans. Like getting to getting a taste of my first home game was unreal. Like I can't explain to you like the chants and the singing was just unbelievable. And it was pretty much a sellout stadium. I don't know, but it felt like it. And yeah, I've been stopped a few times like, oh, do you play for section? But obviously in French, and I'm like, oui. I just I just have to say je parle pas français. And that's the only like phrase I've learned because I have to like polite,
Yeah.
I don't speak French. But yeah, there is a lot of people who like try and stop me, but yeah, in the town.
Yeah. I went to holiday I went to France for the World Cup, and
Yeah.
I had a French jersey. Actually, I wore this jersey to Scotland. For the audio listeners, I'm wearing a Tonga jersey. I wore this to Scotland versus Tonga, where
Yeah.
Vaya and Sam were playing, and I took my Scarlets scarf. But I posted a picture, and Sam liked it on socials, but Vaya didn't.
Oh,
Um, so where was I going with
Commenter.
this? Oh yeah, so I was wearing a French jersey around the town, and the guy came up to me and started talking to me, but in French, and I was like, I
oh
don't
no.
know. And once I said to him like, I don't know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
he looked like mortally offended. He was like, how dare you be in my country wearing my jersey and not speak French?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I've had an experience with like even the cashier at the shop. I was like, "Do you speak English?" And then she just like didn't say anything, just a straight like face, resting bitch face. I was like, "Whoa." Some French like people are like very, you know where you stand. So it's just like fair enough.
Yeah,
But
but tell us a bit more about playing in the top 14 because it just looks like pure cinema. Like I
it
watch it all the
is.
time and it just looks amazing. Like when you go out on the pitch, it's like, wow, a lot of people in here.
Yeah, so like I don't know if you follow me on TikTok, but I've started to do like vlogs just so people like can see
Oh, awesome.
from a player's point of view, but especially like in the UK because I've not like experienced a league that's yeah almost cinematic, like you say. Like the players that are playing in the league and the quality is just so high standard, and it's a fast game, but it's also very physical. There's big men, so like you don't really know what to expect, and anyone could be anyone. So it's like no one's really an underdog, and I guess obviously there's Toulouse, which is basically the Leinster, the league. Um,
Yeah.
but no, apart from that, like playing in the top 14 is unreal. Like it's so cool, and getting to see like players that I've watched on TV is like whoa, like pretty starstruck. I like looking up from the scrum and seeing Gail Fiku, like I was like
Oh yeah.
oh, it's almost like a dream. Getting to play in like one of the best leagues in the world. So
Yeah,
from
well, you've had some good results lately. So you've won Poe have won two of the last three. You battered Racing on the weekend. You beat Perpignan as well. You had a narrow loss away to Stade Francais. That looks like a mental game, 39-37.
yeah, we
That's
should have won.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then lastly, the last game that Poe lost before that was at home to a team called the Ospreys. I don't know anything about them.
Oh, I don't know.
Um,
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about some of your Poe teammates. So you've mentioned a few there, but the one my favorite Poe player other than you
Yeah.
is Theo Atasogbe.
Oh yeah.
Tell us a bit about him because you would have
Yeah.
been the top carrier against Racing, by the way, except he stole that from you. He had a bit of a stormer.
I can't even argue with that because he is a superstar. Like he's he doesn't speak
He's
any
20.
yeah, he doesn't speak any English, but like the first English word he spoke to me was "Let's go" on the pitch. I was like, "Yo, that's so cool." It's like but it's cool playing with him because I think on my debut I just gave him the ball and let him run it. He's just that type of player that just makes anything magical. Like he'll just do something and then be like, "Whoa." So definitely like a player that you must have on the team. So I hope he gets picked for France this week against Ireland. So yeah, it's so cool playing with him. So definitely,
Yeah. And his French teammate, Gaetan, got the double as well. What's he
yeah.
like?
Oh man, so he can speak English. He's French English or something, but he speaks really good
Oh
English.
yeah, I think I read that. He's qualified to play for England as well. Yeah, I think he's made a decent choice, to be fair to him.
Yeah, so nah, he's a really good player as well. Really great player. He's awesome to have. Like outside of me, I'm always trying to look for the off out the back door offload for him because again, he's a player that can make anything happen. Like magical. So, but yeah, I've gotten to know him a bit more because he can speak English. So it's nice to get to know him a bit more too. So yeah. I know these boys are younger than me, but I'm a bit starstruck because I've watched
Yeah.
Six Nations and I'm like, whoa, it's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he's not quite Joe Roberts, but he's decent.
Yeah, he's decent. Yeah, I can't talk with Joey Robs is the GOAT.
Happy someone said it.
And
So,
Eddie, you can't, yeah, Eddie James as well.
Oh yeah.
so yeah, definitely. You touched on it a bit with your time at Saris, but what are the sort of culture or attitude differences you see in here in Pau? Like, and you've already mentioned, they set you up with an apartment and a car, so that's just crazy from the get go for us.
The culture is actually pretty cool because like it's very laid back. They have like double days, but in France, it's like almost normal to have a nap midday. So we have a big break, like a 2 hour break in the middle of the day. And then like after we have like training, but obviously I can't nap because I'm used to like straight, bang, 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 and then finish like with Scarlets, but yeah, with the culture there, it's good. Like the coaches are very passionate people. So even though I can't understand the meetings, I have translators next to me, but like I see like they're very passionate and in every meeting and the culture is good. I think and the food's amazing. It's dangerous, but it's amazing.
Yeah, well, yeah, don't watch out for the croissants. I think a
Yeah,
few have
very
fallen victim.
happy meal, and I'm like, oh my goodness, because I my first week with Poe, we had a training camp up in Marcoussis, so the France training center, and I just felt like I was eating and training, like eating loads of food. I was like, whoa, I need to stop because yeah, I'm actually playing rugby, not here on holiday. But yeah, no, the culture's really good, and the players there, they're great, and even the French boys, they make an effort with you. Like everyone greets each other, they're like ça va, ça va, ça va every morning. It's just like almost normal to like shake the hands of someone, to greet them. But yeah, no, the culture's great, and I'm really enjoying it. So yeah.
So that's all the serious stuff. So we've got some quick fire questions for you. So basically, top of your head, they're really simple. Just answer as fast as you can. So, do you think you're ready? That's my first question.
Probably not.
Probably not. It's
Probably.
always a good start. Okay.
Yeah.
So, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Up and under or crash ball?
Crash ball. Crash ball.
Favorite player growing up?
Favorite player growing up. Sebastian Chabal. No,
If you have any superpower, what would it be?
super speed.
Super speed. Nice.
Wow. Because you've already got super strength.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm slow. I'm too slow.
Okay. If you could be any animal, what would it be?
Good question. I want to say panda. I want to say panda.
Panda.
A panda?
It's just a very relaxed animal,
All right then. Any pre-match superstitions?
Pretty much superstitious. No, I just like to pray before a game. Yeah.
Okay. Last meal on earth, what is it?
Last meal on earth. Oof, I think any Tongan that's watching this would just say KFC, so I'm gonna say KFC.
Each to their own, as they say. You can you got your own dinner party. Any three guests, past, present, wherever. Who are you having at the table?
Oh, here we go. I want The Rock. Who else?
Good start.
I'd like to have Jonah Lomu there. And who else? Probably my girlfriend, because she'd be mad if I didn't invite her. So
Does
yeah,
she like Jonah Lomu? Is she a big fan?
yeah, she plays rugby, so
Does she play for the Thunder, right?
she plays for the Wolfhounds in the Celtic Challenge.
Ah,
So she's
Title winner.
she's been on fire lately, so definitely better than me. So yeah, one to look out for, guys. So yeah,
yeah. Awesome. That's cool.
yeah. So yeah, The Rock, Jonah Lomu, and then my girlfriend. 'Cause she'll probably get mad at me if I didn't invite her.
You played it safe for there, and I don't blame you either. I don't. I think that's all our questions answered. So,
Sweet.
Carwyn, thank you very much for joining us. To our listeners, we hope you've enjoyed this. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, and we look forward to bringing you more content like this. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Cheers.
That was Saucepans and Sidesteps. Please rate, review and share on socials if you can, and join us again next week for more of the same. And until then, enjoy your rugby.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.